YouTube decided I'm no longer allowed to use the music in my intro, so now, until I find another one, you're stuck with my voice.
What is up, guys? This is Theo coming at you with a bit of a discussion that I have been thinking about for a little bit, and it is about the ratios that you get for rarities in packs and boxes. So we all know that sets have got certain amount of rarities, certain amount of secrets, ultras, ultis, rares, commons obviously, and the one ghost. I have noticed that the most recent boxes and sets from Judgment and Light have completely thrown all of the ratios out of the window that you were normally quote-unquote guaranteed to get. If you haven't watched my my box opening of Legacy of the Valiant, I'll put a link in the description below. You should definitely go watch it because you see how bad the ratios are. And this isn't just sour grapes from me kind of throwing, toys out of the pram, the fact that I didn't get any good pulls. They're all crap pulls apart from the secret, which wasn't too bad, but in essence it was a terrible box and a complete waste of time and money. It's more the fact that I've seen it happening a lot more, and it's really unfair on the actual people who buy these boxes. Because, people pay anything between £45 to £70 depending on where they get their boxes from. 50 to 55 is the cheapest on eBay normally. To just get some awful ratio pulls, it's unbelievable. The fact that it used to be back in the day, or what I remember it to be, and when I got my boxes it always used to be as well, you got about 4 to 5 supers, you normally got 2 ultras, an ulti and a secret, and possibly a ghost. A ghost is kind of just an added thing. So you might have got a ghost, you might have not. It was obviously a lot harder to get a ghost, but that was just if you were lucky or not. And I noticed something on the back of the packs. On the back of the old packs, there's like a picture will come up here. It was taken from Cybernetic Revolution. Well, I realised that was a very old pack. It was one of the packs that I did have in one of my old binders. So I've just taken a picture of the back of it so you know that it's like relevant and brand new, and I'm not trying to forge anything. But the picture shows that there are ratios clearly printed on the actual pack, at the back of the pack, if you lift under the flip. And you can actually genuinely see all the ratios that it says, and it's there in black and white. I do realise that on the other side, well, a bit further down, does give the disclaimer of the fact that there is no certainty to get these. If you don't get the packs, then they're not liable. My understanding of that, and the understanding of a lot of people, the reason for putting that is just they're covering their arse in the fact that if you get a box and you don't get a secret, then you can't really do anything about it. You can email them and they might, help you out, or they might not, but they're not obliged to do anything about it. Now, if you look at the back of the packs now, you'll see that up here, this is Legacy of the Valiant, back of the pack, that ratio has completely gone. That is completely removed and is now replaced by the tiny disclaimer has now been put smack, just in precedent, right there in front of you. It's a little bit suspect that they've now gone down this route to be like, oh, well, you're not guaranteed to get anything anymore. And it's just like, well, what's the point in me buying a box anymore? What's the point in doing this? Why don't I just go and buy the singles that I want? Because I've got a better chance of, actually doing something, and actually doing something with my money and turning it into something that I actually want, instead of just splurging out, hoping to get something. And I do realise that the whole point of buying a box is there's no certainty and you hope to get something. But in the last boxes, since Judgment of the Light, since these rarities kind of went a little bit crazy with the fact that the cover card could be a ghost, an ulti and a secret, something could be a rare and an ulti, and which I'm not too bothered about. I like that they do that, but they should bring it back for more. That's another separate issue. The fact that they put this disclaimer smack at the top is just disgusting. It's almost like they've just been like, well, we're just going to get a bit lazy now. Like, you're not guaranteed anything. I don't see why you need to be guaranteed anything anymore. Come on. Why do you have to change something that people, that worked? People were guaranteed they basically would get 2 ultras, ulti, secret, 4 to 5 supers. That was it. And that's good. Like, even if they were bad, even if you didn't pull the ones that you wanted, you'd still have something for trade bait. You still have a bit of revenue back from what you've just bought. You normally use, if it's a bad box, you get maybe like half of your money back, I'd say, if you got rid of the rares and everything like that. Good box can be equal, plus you can make some profit, but it's just the fact that people normally got the boxes to get loads of random cards to build a certain deck, and then they can kind of trade off and get cards that they want from the new set with the cards, that they've got. But now the fact that you buy a box, and for example in my box I got a secret, an ultra, and 4 or 5 supers. I'm just like, where's my other ultra and where's my ulti? Like it was just a big shock to me. I was like, this is unfair, considering I spent however much money on a box, and I get something, and it didn't even hit halfway value of that box. The stuff that I pulled, it was barely 15-20 quid. And I was just like, and again, this isn't sour grapes, but this is, a lot of people are going to be feeling this, and there are reasons why people get these boxes. And you can argue that, oh, you know, if you want to make money, you get a case, that's 12 boxes. But the ratios are so far out, and the ratios are so fucked up, that even getting a case, you're guaranteed not to get anything good. A case that my friends got, they barely got any ultis. Like, I don't understand what's going on. I'd be really interested to know what Konami are actually trying to do with the ratios in the box, and what they're actually trying to do with the sets, because it seems to be a little bit weird recently. Going back to looking at some previous sets on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, they've got kind of like a pull ratio, and these are just the ratios that you would get with packs. If you would open a certain pack, the chances of pulling a certain rarity. So if you go back to, say, Stardust Overdrive, why not? You were basically guaranteed to get a rare. To get a rare, it's 1 in 1, because you get 1 in a pack. To get a super, it's 1 in 5, so you have 5 times to get a super. And to get a ultra, it was 1 in 12. So in 12 packs, in mathematical terms, you would get an ultra. So that's where there's a whole kind of box ratio comes in, being like, well, if I'm buying 24 packs, the ratios say that I get 2 ultras, you know? That's how it has been. I know you can say that's just the stats, that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen. But the fact of the matter is, it did happen, and it happened for a very long time. I bought a couple of boxes way before Light of the Judgment, where it all kind of fucked up, and my rarities were fine. Like, I'd always get 4 to 5 supers, 2 ultras, an ulti, maybe another ulti as a kind of a, you know, just a bonus thing, a secret, and like sometimes a ghost. You know, it just happened. Look, that was how it was. And I think I can recall one time in Generation Force where I didn't get a secret, but I was kind of like, whatever, it didn't really matter. I think I got 2 ultis in that. So that's where I think Konami's policy of you're not guaranteed to get anything comes in, because there's been a packaging error, probably. The fact that you just haven't got a secret. That's where my personal standpoint is on it. I don't think they should be using this policy as a kind of get-out clause to be the fact that, meh, you're not guaranteed anything anymore. It was just if there were packaging errors, and that's how I saw it. And speaking of packaging, Jesus Christ, the sorting machines or whatever to sort these packs are just off the wall. Hidden Arsenal 7 was a great example of this. The packs that you got, if you got a box of them, the packs that you got were just ridiculous with the cards that you pulled. I pulled multiple doubles in one pack of the same super, and I was just sat there like, what is this? I don't understand what is going through the heads of Konami, and with their sorting offices and everything to do with it. It's just not making any sense to me, and I really want to know what is going on. I am half tempted to write them kind of an email to see kind of like if I get a response. Won't get a response. It'll be a waste of my time, but it might just be something interesting to see. To just try and get an answer, try and get a response to see why it's just changed all of a sudden. And I think it's really unfair on the player base and the people who actually buy that box with their hard-earned money. Why they have decided to now turn around and say, well, you're not really going to get anything anymore. You know, the rarities that you got in the last boxes in the past that you were basically guaranteed 9 times out of 10, every time I saw a box opening, those ratios would come up trumped. They would come up fine. All of a sudden, it's not happening anymore. Just don't get it. I just don't get what's going through the heads of Konami. I do realise that everyone needs to make money. Money is a big issue, but something so small as this, going out to the player base for them, which is making it a big issue for the player base, and it's just a small issue for Konami. don't get it. I don't understand why they're doing it, where they're coming from. It has really impacted on how I buy now, because I've said, I'm not going to get a box anymore. If I'm not guaranteed to get anything anymore, what's the point? Because I'm just going to be throwing money down the drain. I'm just going to go for my singles. I'm going to go to the third-party companies and get my singles off them. I'm just going to buy them off players. Better value for me, so why should I have to, buy these boxes where I'm not guaranteed to get anything anymore, where I used to be, and now we don't? It's completely not worth it anymore, so what's the point in me actually trying to, hope and get it anymore? The excitement's gone, like, the fun of it is gone. The fact that you get nothing really for your money anymore out of these boxes. So that's basically it, guys. I do realise I've gone on a mini rant there. I want to know what you guys think of the ratios since Judgment of the Light. Have you noticed it at all? Have you not noticed it? How have your boxes been? I do know that some of the boxes have been completely fine, but a lot more are coming up saying something is going wrong. And I'm not the only one that's noticing. So yeah, as I said, cheers guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I shall catch you later.